Hello, everyone. Welcome to the VAS playoffs podcast. That's what we're calling this. Yes. I am Kim Kum. I am one of the VAS production members here, and I am joined by not only 3, but we will have 6 members total on from the 8 teams still in the Victorious amateur series. Yes, that's its full name. For your first 3 members here, we will have, of course, Karma Divine coming to you from the top side of the bracket, NSG Eclipse, Draconus from RPG Cubs, and Black Eyed Peas from Conduit Ghost. Yes. Hello. How are you guys
How's it
doing?
going?
Hello, doing good.
We had a can't we have one panda, one still image person, and 2 moving people. You can see I think we need more pandas. Honestly, like, can't we all be pandas?
We can. That is a very
Mhm.
viable thing to do.
I think
And what?
we also need more ducks. Actually, this is my stream after all. Okay, let's see. Well, we got to introduce you guys just in case for some reason you're tuning into a playoff podcast and you don't know the VAS teams. We can go left to right. Karma, how's your team doing?
We are doing good. NSG Eclipse, fourth split in a row where NSG team gets this far, so we're resident playoffers. So
Mhm.
changed up the roster a little bit going into the playoffs for there was work reasons, there was health reasons, but they're all still in NSG. But we think the new roster is gonna definitely surprise a couple of people, like it has already.
I mean, I was definitely surprised. You were our show match last week, I do believe. Yeah, in your round of 16 with the quote unquote upset. I'm gonna call it an upset, but wasn't really an upset. You took down the first place undefeated team from Group A. Can how did that happen?
Um, so I think we had good draft notes going into the series. We kind of knew what they wanted to do. Game one, I think, was the biggest sort of what are they doing sort of draft scenario with the Seraphine Senna. But after that, game two, they kind of rolled us. In game three, we kind of went back to, okay, let's go back to basics, back to what we need to do. Um, we really leveraged a uh, comp that I don't think they were expecting. I think the biggest 2 picks that they weren't expecting were the GP game three, which was super big in our win, and also the Cassiopeia. Because it's funny, rewatching the stream, every time that the casters outside of game one said that we actually won draft, we lost the game, and then vice versa for IDC. So it was interesting that the quote losing drafts were the ones winning the games. But I mean, ultimately, we were playing what we know. Obviously, it's a newer roster, so we're still getting to know each other. But
Mhm.
ultimately, I think we really came together game three. Because I mean, it was a 40-minute full build jinx, and ultimately, I
Oh
think
yeah.
they just kept getting caught out, which was to our benefit. But it was a really great series, and we're looking forward to next week and trying out a couple new spicy things. We brought out the Anivia
Ooh,
Ash last week, so
you did.
we'll bring out something spicy this week too.
That was an interesting bot lane. I predicted it behind the scenes. I have to put the champions in the order that I think they go in when you guys are picking them. It's a very fun challenge as a producer. I think I got the Anivia bot lane right. I might have put it AD carry Ash support, but it was like I definitely knew it was going bot lane. But yes, NSG Eclipse, your 4th seed coming to you from Group B, knocking out the 1st seed from Group A now. Draconus, RPG, your first seed from Group C. How has it been so far for you and your team?
I mean, it hasn't been too bad. The only game we lost, it's like series we lost. We needed our mid to be subbed and our AD to be subbed.
Dang.
So other than that, we only dropped one game out of the remaining 8 series, with our full roster, and some of them have been definitely challenging, but I think we're just building chemistry. This is our first split together and in this league together. So I mean, it was all just about meshing the parts together. But overall, it's coming together well, as you can see, and looking forward to our matchup tomorrow.
Dropping one series. What was your score in playoffs? Did you get 2-0? Yeah, you
Yeah,
got
yeah, we
2-0.
2-0'd.
Okay. No 3 games. Black Eyed Peas, Conduit. You had a 3-game series. You had a 3-game series against the reigning champions, Degenerates Ascension, whatever their name is. How is Conduit doing, you know?
Conduit's doing pretty well, I think. We kind of have this problem where sometimes we just int really, really, really hard in our games, and
I
we have
feel
to
that.
pick it up in the next series. A lot of 2-1s where game 2 is just a tragedy. But other than that, I think we're doing really well. I think the synergy in the bot lane has just gotten better and better throughout the split with Ipsy and Bam, and I think Vandal and Dobbs make a solid top and mid for me to jungle around. I'm finding that when people try to like invade me, it ends up turning badly for them usually because I have support pretty quick, at least early. And then other than that, I think the season's been going pretty well. We only dropped 2 series, I think, and one of them was with a sub, and so I think the series has been going, or the whole season's going really well, and I'm really
Mhm.
excited going forward, especially to see how we do tomorrow. Hopefully, make it to the top 4.
Man, this is a lot of sub blame, guys. I don't know. I almost won the series that I subbed in for, two series that I subbed in for. Subs can be good sometimes.
They can be, just not generally when there's someone who's hasn't played League in a couple months and a silver mid laner.
I see. Okay. Mid gap, yes. Let's see. So 3-game series. Karma, you mentioned some roster changes. Were there any other roster changes other than the subs that you guys had to worry about?
Um, well, we came into the season kind of last second because one of the teams who was knocked out last week was actually an NSG team.
Oh.
Actually, NSG Eclipse was not even supposed to be in this season up until literally the night before the draw show. So I asked the guys. I said, "Hey guys, who wants to play?" So we just submitted like 8 people. Flipchick told me, "Yeah, just submit who you need to, and then we'll get you going." So then we had our team. Went like one or 2 weeks and decided to switch a couple things up. I couldn't play the first couple of weeks because of work.
Oh.
So we had that sort of big switch with 2 players. And then at the end of the season, our starting support Frosty, love him, got a new job, so he's not able to
Mhm.
play. And then our top Clarkin, who started for us throughout the season, had wrist issues, so he couldn't play either. But what's awesome is that we just pulled 2 players who were already on other NSG teams, so not losing too much. So it's always good to just pull from the pack that we have already in our server sitting around, and they're 2 really good players, Bubba Gumps at top lane and then Healthy Ego in the mid lane, which offers a very different look because I feel like at this point, I've been in VAS now for 3 splits. People know what I play, and they kind of draft around that. So it's really honestly refreshing having a mid laner who's basically the opposite of my playstyle, who's a lot more aggressive, who's not really have a supportive playstyle. So I think that's it helps out too with draft. So
Yeah, you kinda answered my next question there as well, was how did it come to be you support instead of you mid lane? Like, that seemed like a really strange roster change that we just didn't see coming last week for the show match. Like, how did you why did you switch to support?
What's crazy is I think out of the 2 splits I've been in, because I got MVP the past 2 splits in the mid lane, I think this was my strongest split in the mid lane. But um,
Mm.
I know Ego very well, um, and I know what he can do. I've known Ego since like BOL season 3 when he was on
Oh,
Twin
wow.
Miracles 1v9ing people. Um, and me and Shock, our ADC, who's also awesome, we've been playing duo Q for the past 6 7 months. So we know each other a lot, and I didn't want to put him with a support we didn't know because our other support options were ineligible due to them being on other
Mm.
rosters throughout the regular season. So that's the big reason I moved to support. And if you look at my OPGG and you look at my CS numbers, you'll see that they're usually like 3 or 4. It's because I play support most of the time, anyways, in
I
ranked.
feel
So
that.
yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, so it's not really a big jump for me, and my pool stays relatively the same. So it was an easy swap.
Makes sense to me, yeah. Draconus, any big roster changes that happened?
No, no. I mean, we were in BOL and for the spring season, where we get a fortunate reverse sweep, and our AD and jungle. Our AD was a sub there that just had to move in for playoffs, and our jungle is actually moving out of the country, so
Ooh,
we had to look for Ross Rasaka and Wupong, and luckily they were like a pair together,
nobody's
teamless.
ever heard of them before.
Yeah, never. Luckily enough, Raz Osaka was willing to swap. He was looking to play mid or AD, and he was willing to swap jungle. So he's actually the first time jungle to split, and so that was part of our challenges as a team. But I mean, he's insanely cracked when he gets ahead, and his picks he's really comfortable on. So we're very grateful for that.
Is he holding you at gunpoint to say this?
Oh no! I am just thinking of like games like last night, like
Okay.
when I'm running it down top a little bit, and
Mhm,
he's like
mhm.
a 16-2, like carrying the game.
Okay.
Pretty nice.
Okay. Sure. We'll go with that one. Yes. I've never heard anyone in their life say Ross is correct, so I had to make sure on that one real quick. Black Eyed Peas. Anything with Conduit? You have one other Conduit sister team. They're not in playoffs anymore, unfortunately. So you're the better Conduit team.
Our roster is the same. No changes here. We're also playing in BOL with almost the same roster, just one slight variation in the support. But we've played with the exact same roster the whole split, except for a couple times where we've had to sub in like genetics or someone. Um, but other than that, everything's been going good. We haven't had to make any changes. Everyone's pretty happy with the team.
I heard you play in a really cool other league as well. It's similar to BOL, you know?
Yeah. It's a league about an animal. I can't remember which one. Might have been a duck, I think.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's Saturday nights.
The Duck League, the Otter League, they're the same thing really. Let's see. Ooh, this is an interesting one. So this is something that only affects or affects VAS the most is our default day is Wednesdays. The default day for patch days is also Wednesday, and we had what most people consider a preseason level game changing patch in the middle of the season, the durability patch. So I kind of just wanted to go through you guys what were your thoughts on the durability patch, especially it hitting on the day of a match, and how did that kind of change like before the season, after, or before it, after it? We can go Black Eyed Peas first since we've gone Karma.
Sure. I think that actually hurt our team more than anything. The my bot lane was kind of like Nautilus Kaisa, go kill him level 1, and
Mhm.
it's a lot harder to do that now. So we kind of had to struggle a little bit in the mid season trying to learn how to play around the durability patch. I personally really like it. I play a lot of champions. I play like Trundle and like Warwick and these champions that like the durability patch and the healing and sustain just makes them even better if you have an enchanter. So for me, I don't mind at all. And but as a team, a lot of my teammates would play like just burst, really killing fast champions, and so we struggled a little bit. I think we figured it out now. I really like the durability patch personally, though. I think it put the whole League of Legends in a much better place. Last night I had a hour-long game, which maybe would not have happened with the durability patch, with 3 Elder Dragons taken and 6 Barons. So maybe it's
Love
not for
that.
the best if that's going to happen all the time, but we did end up pulling out the win just through brute force. But yeah, I think the durability patch is really cool. I like that a lot of ADCs are actually being played now. It's not just like 2 ADCs always. Like you can play a lot of different ADCs, and I'm seeing also a lot more junglers. Like who would have thought that like Sejuani's worst role would be jungle? Like stuff like that is just really cool that's come out of the durability patch. So I really like the patch. It may not have been best for my team, but overall I think it's a really cool patch.
Mixed feelings, mixed feelings. I can tell you one thing: the 60-minute games are not fun as a caster. They do nothing for 5 minutes, dragon fight. Do nothing for 5 minutes, dragon fight. That's the casting world right now with the durability patch, at least. So, Draconis, how RPG? What's durability in the RPG world?
It's incredible. I mean, it just amplifies everything we wanted to do. Even before the durability patch, we were still picking scaling attack speed ADs with enchanters, and I love to play fighters top. And so, just implement what we wanted to do, made fighters even better, gave ADs more durability against dive champs that were really cringe and still are cringe, like Volibear. But luckily they're gutting that champ. But yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, it just amplified everything we wanted to do, and I think, at least personally, especially because I almost only play fighters top. It's really really good.
No more Volibear. I agree that champ's not fun, especially when it's flexed between like 3 roles, you know? It's like, why? It's like old Viego as well. Just
Yeah.
3 role flex champions are not fun. Karma, how's durability in NSG?
We love it. Most of the time, people call our drafts, extremely boring and
Mhm.
just scale and lane, play passive, and then fight and team fight. Which the durability patch does help. We have been a little bit more dynamic as of recent with how we play, so don't expect that every game. But ultimately, I mean, it helps my pool. I mean, I hate assassins, so I think they needed a break. Of being OP, in my opinion, because if you always looked at the mid charts of highest win rates, who's tier one for the past several seasons, it's been top three have been assassins, whether it's Zed, Fizz, etc.
Mhm.
So it's good, in my opinion. I think that tanks are still struggling in a way, so maybe they can help them out a little bit. But ultimately, I think with the way we play in our style, I think it's been to a benefit. And I have liked seeing champs that are haven't been played in a while that are being seen played like I think Kog'Maw was good for like a patch until they hard nerfed him. But other than that, yeah, I like seeing new champions come out of it. So
Well,
No!
this
My
man is
Karma
saying
Boo
that tanks are bad. I wish he would play one game against a Sejuani or Zach Top, and his opinion will definitely change.
well, Zach, no matter what state, I stay away from.
Well,
He's a
Zach's one of
cancer,
my favorite champions.
Yeah, he's
Has been
disgusting.
since I think Belveth and Zach are the 2 champions I've ever been the most hyped for. Like just on release. I remember that like the day Zach came out, I like took my laptop to my grandpa's to play it because I was just so excited. That was a long time ago though.
How is that 6, 7 year? I don't
I think
know.
it was I think it was like 2013 or 2014. Like yeah, it was a really long time ago.
Wow. I guess that's a good question. How long have you guys been playing League? Karma.
That's a good question. Whenever Vi was like the opening screen,
Ah.
they used to have those moving animated screens.
Mhm.
That was the season I started, I think. And then I took like a big break here and there, like every other season. But yeah, since Vi came out. So,
That was December 2012.
I was
oof,
just Googling
yikes.
that, yeah.
Makes me feel
Yeah.
old.
2012.
I started playing League in 2012, but not seriously, just because my friends wanted to. But then I got really into it when Elise was the opening screen, which was I also think 2012, a little bit earlier than that. So I've been playing League forever as well.
Dragoness, have you got him beat 2011?
Oh no no no! I played for 1 year in season 6. I think it was
Mhm.
season 6. It was whatever year the finals, world finals were SKT versus SSG, and SKT won game 5. I think
Yeah, it
that
was
was season
2016.
6. But yeah, I took a big break after that because
It's 17, I
League
mean.
is a bit of a toxic mental game. So
Mhm.
I only started playing seriously again last year. So this is like I guess my third, not consecutive, but third split actually playing. So
I started when Nico was just released, if that gives you, an idea. That was 2018, so 2012 was a long time ago to me. Let's see. Um, you guys had a lot of different leagues that you were talking about, mostly BOL, but, a couple other leagues, Duck League as well. What are the differences between, I think you might also play in VA. Do you guys play in VAD? No?
no.
Nope.
I don't.
Okay. I think the people on the second half play on VAD. What are the differences between Victorious and the other leagues that you play in? Karma.
It's a good question. Loaded question. Let's see. So Inishi was always like a BOL. We're going BOL every split. Winter, summer, fall, whatever. It got to a point, and I love Boolean Traction, by the way, but it got to a point where I think the interdrama got a little bit too toxic. Um, so we had moved out to VAS a couple splits ago, just because we like to have multiple industry teams in a league. But we're probably going to put a team in BOL this split because I think it's that scenario had died down a bit. Because it's funny. I don't know if Black Eyed Peas, but it was actually a lot of drama between some people from Conduit and NSG, because we had a team that had got banned out from NSG during that time period. So BOL
Oh,
was
no.
just it was crazy. But I think VAS it's a lot more vanilla, which is good. We don't really participate much in banter, anyways, so it wouldn't make a difference. Um, so yeah, and then Titan's cool. OCL was cool. And then I'll say, and I say this nicely, but we played in the first split of Reality Championship Series, and I hope that season 2 is a lot cleaner and organized. So that's what I'll say.
What you're telling me is we're rivals and I didn't even know it or something.
No, we're best friends.
Oh, we're best friends. Oh,
Oh.
great. Perfect.
Yeah, I was like, I don't remember this from BOL. I've been admin at BOL for over a year now, and I was like, I don't
It
remember
was over a
anything.
year ago.
Oh, okay. I was like,
Yep.
yeah. Okay, I see. Draconus, where's RPG been?
I mean, with the only other league we play in is Hotspot, just because the days are what was honestly the biggest thing for us. We are the only RPG gold team, so it was just mainly coordinating days, and pretty much Wednesday and Friday were the only other days that worked. And one of the problems for finding leagues is once we joined Victoris and like the season started, like because it started a lot sooner than a lot of the other leagues did.
Mhm.
I got to Plat 4, which meant
How
that
dare you? Oh no.
which meant that even though we still had one Plat 4 exception for this league, like a lot of other leagues were like you can only have one Plat 4, so
Mhm.
when signing up. And so Hotspot's one that has a like plat you can go up to Plat 4 with Plat 3 exception. So that was the other reason we chose that league. But yeah, it's mainly just for convenience and want to let our whole team in.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you have to play in this league if you hit plat, but I mean, congratulations on hitting plat, but unfortunately, it makes AM a whole lot harder. Um, Black Eyed Peas Conduit. I think there's a lot of Conduit teams. What are the differences between your different leagues?
Well, other than the best league on happens to be on Saturdays,
This is true.
for me, I just have an unhealthy like to play League of Legends and want to be in as many leagues as possible. Like I'm gonna be playing in BOL, ZGG, AGL, and Duck League all in like once across different teams. And so like I just like playing League of Legends with fives. I think it's really fun regardless. But winning's obviously the best. But like Conduit likes to have like sister teams that we can like scrim in house as well. Like right now we have like I'm on Ghost, and then we have Kraken, and then we're building another team called Phoenix right now as well. So we'll have a couple teams across different leagues. And yeah, I think for me all the leagues are basically the same. It's just different production and different casts that I watch, and other than that, I'm just there to play. I like leagues like this where like the flexibility of the scheduling, where it's like default day is Wednesday, but like it's built into the rules that you have to like actually confirm that and try to schedule different days because that kind of
Mhm.
helps out. And I also like that all the leagues start at 8 because I work until 8 and I wouldn't be able to play if they were before that unless I know about it ahead of time. But
Yes.
yeah, Conduit's just has a lot of teams that we like to play and just try to keep the vibe chill. That's our biggest thing.
Yeah. How's the 7 p.m. start time for you? Did you know about it first of all? And
Yeah, yeah,
did you
I can.
start at 7? Do you start at 7 tomorrow?
Uh, I was still pending confirmation from the other team, but I mean 7 p.m. is fine for
Come
us.
on,
Yes,
team. Hold on, I'm gonna flame whoever it is. It's not.
it's Toxin's team. It's TD.
Oh well, good luck. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Yes. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. What has been your favorite moment so far together as a team this season? Starting with Peas.
Uh, so no flame intended here at all, and I'm sorry, Karma, but it's definitely our week 1 against NSG. It was our first time playing
It's okay.
together.
I wasn't there.
We'd barely scrimmed. I pulled 3 people that had played together for like years, and then I pulled the support that I'd been playing with for the last like 6 months, and we made a team out of it. And our first week at NSG, versus NSG, we died like a total of 2 times between the 2 games. And it was Nocturne, Kaisa Nautilus, both games, just nonstop diving bot and mid lane. And like my support stole my pentakill. And like it really set the mood for the rest of the season. As like we're having fun, win or lose. But like that game and series was just super fun because it was like it made us feel more confident and like better than we actually were. Um, but it was definitely a cool series. Like I was just pressing R off cooldown, and like my top laner was like 1v3 in his Volibear. It was just a really cool series. But I seen NSG, like I said, no flame. Your team's looking really good now. So
That was
um,
week one. That was
yeah,
11 weeks ago now.
that was the very first week, and there was a bunch of different people on the team at the time. But that was probably our favorite series and favorite like moment as a team.
That's fun. Dive comps are very fun. They're not fun if you like go 0 and 10 the first 10 minutes, and it's very anti-fun. But if you actually do get ahead, then it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Draconus, what's been your favorite part on RPG so far?
Probably our series win against TAD Team of Vision Divine, which is it's just our biggest challenge, and we had to like power through it mentally. It was honestly a lot harder than our first week playoff, if I'm being honest. So that was just it required the most out of us that it had all season. I mean, there were a lot of not so great teams in Group C, so I'm really glad that we were able to pull that one out against what many consider to be a very top team in this league.
Wait, I
So
gotta.
probably it.
You're saying that was your first playoff match?
No, it was a lot harder than our first playoff match, if I'm being
Oh,
honest.
oh, I see. So you're just saying you're here for a challenge, and we're not getting a challenge.
I think RTT will be a good challenge.
Okay, okay.
I agree.
Karma.
RTT, we
They
only
should.
won off of a base race. My top laner beat their entire team in a base race as Mundo. He one shot a turret. It was crazy. So RTT is a challenge. That was the closest series we had.
They were finalists last split. I hear they're good. Karma, where's the fun over there for you?
The fun is everywhere, but I would say that my favorite moment of the season, because like I said before, like we weren't even supposed to be a roster, and
Mhm.
I mean we beat the number one team in Group A. You know, say what you want about Group A, but they were 8-0, and we literally never practiced as as that five. So that was literally the first time we were playing as that
Dang.
roster last week. So I just thought everyone really came together, and the pieces, just plugged in, and I mean that was really good. It was fun, and it was fun to watch back on stream as well. So that's probably my favorite moment of the season.
I hope you enjoyed your Sejuani time. Every stream I'm doing from now on, if you guys ever lock a Sejuani on mainstream, you will get a Sejuani camera. So, if you do want to use that, you will be getting a Sejuani camera. So, top lane,
Amazing.
jungle, I don't care. Okay, we've talked a lot about the past. Let's start looking towards the future here now. By some miracle, I don't know if I actually explained this at the start of the podcast, but we do have two groups of three people coming on. So this is obviously the first group. The second group will be from CB Dragons, TD Solar, and Rising Tide Typhoon. So by some miracle, the two groups, no one within the groups plays against each other. I don't know how that happened, but it's kind of a miracle. So we can talk about three different matchups on both of the streams or both of the groups here. So, P's first. What is the plan? What are you thinking? Banter. What's going on in the minds of Conduit for your quarterfinals tomorrow?
I'm confident. I think we can win the quarterfinals. I predict a 3-1. I
Okay.
think we'll lose the series just because we always enter series.
Oh no.
We were there was literally a time when we were so disrespectful. We literally ran the opponent's comp back in their face, and it just blew up, and we lost. Like we
Why
drafted
would you do
exactly what
that?
because we thought we could win with the comp, and we probably could have, but I trolled on my Jarvan build, and it was just awful. But regardless, we'll probably into game away, and then if we don't fix it, we'll lose the whole series. So
Okay.
planning on that not happening,
Okay.
I'm confident that we can win that, and it'll be a where's the hold on, I want to make sure that if I say this actually can happen.
You're against TD Solar, if that.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. It'll be a CB Conduit finals. I'm calling it now.
Okay, CB Conduit, Draconus.
Um,
You're against Rising Tide.
yeah. I think it'll definitely be a challenge. I predict 3-1 for us. I
Okay.
mean, looking at like their team, what they want to do. I mean, I think that we're just a better team overall. We definitely have the better players individually, and when put together, we will definitely form the better team. I think it'll definitely be challenging. I think Peakley play some cringe top like Volibear. It might be a little tough for me personally, but
Mhm.
because he's known to do. But I think together as a team, we'll just go through it. I think our drafts are confident. We're feeling pretty confident despite what Ross spams in VAS talk to Peakley. But yeah, I think it'll be 3-1 for us.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Raz has been telling me a whole lot about how this is gonna be their last series together as RPG, and you're gonna crumble after this. I don't know.
I don't know. He said that last week too, and we giga stomped on
I see.
the TTMM.
Oh no. Pour it to the moon. Karma Divine, you guys are against TA Divine. Ooh,
TAD.
the
Yes, we
last
are
TA
against
team.
TAD. Yeah, so I'll never bet against my team. I think it's going to be a hard fought battle. I think we're going to win 3-2. Um,
Okay.
I think throughout the season, especially towards the latter half of the season, why we struggled is that predictability was becoming an issue, as well as the health issues that our top had. But I think while there is cons of having a new roster going into playoffs, the pros come with you know they only have 1 week of what we did, and while it was on stream, it's limited. It's limited
Mhm.
viewership to how we play S5, what we want to go, what we want to do. Um, so I think that's kind of to our benefit. They have a really good roster. Dilly's played for NSG before. Their ADC. Um, the only any draft notes I'll give is we might take away the Ezreal because he plays it too much.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm looking forward to it. I think we're just all excited. Nothing worse than going into a series with a losing mentality. So of course I'm going to say we're going to win, and I'm looking forward to it.
Makes sense. Makes sense to me. Yeah. As Ezreal's not a fun shit. I should have mentioned as well. Like, don't actually say draft plans. But yeah, go ahead. Ezreal deserves a ban. I agree. I ban him, and
I
so would
agree.
you.
I mean, draft leak here. We're picking Timo.
I love Teemo. Dracnus, what are you picking? Are you picking Wukong? Are you picking Teemo?
Every team has been scared of the Wukong. It's either been first picked or banned
I
every single
know.
series. It's
Wukong's
kind of
strong
cringe.
still, even with the bans.
It's kind of cringe, but we might take a couple Yumi tops. We'll have to see.
Okay. Okay. I like it. I
Nice.
like the
I'll
Yumi.
take
My
Aurelion Soul to
support's
the
tired of
jungle.
playing it. Have to take
Mhm.
it top.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense to me. I want to go with predictions for not just your quarterfinals now, but who is going to win the whole league if it's not your team? Because otherwise, you're all just going to say your own team. So if it's not your own team, who is winning it? And on top of that, as well, who is winning MVP if you have a specific player in mind? We'll go Karma first.
Okay, if it's not NSG, it's definitely going
No.
to be a team from Group B. I'll start there. I'm kind of hoping if all Group B teams win this week, because I don't think none of us are playing each other, it'll literally be like a four-way for semis, which would be hilarious.
Mhm.
So that'd be really cool. I think CB Dragons would probably take it. I think that was probably the most convincing uh, loss we had with our former roster. And like even just looking at their subs, they have people they can bring in that I think would play just as
Mhm.
good if like someone had like a E sub situation. Um, and then as she respects CB, we merged, for 24 hours this past summer. So,
Okay.
yeah, so I think CB Dragons would win it all. But it's
Okay.
really cool because I never heard of the Red Pandas before, so it's cool that another roster is another org that I haven't heard of is doing really well too. So awesome.
Who's your
Okay.
MVP though?
Oh, like in
Like a
like for like a
player.
final. Oh, like a finals MVP.
Mhm.
Let's see.
And this is coming from your previous MVP winner, so You got big
Yeah,
words here.
previous 2 times MVP winner. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I would have to really like see. I'm the worst because I really is much like I'm an org owner, but I really don't get involved in the too much stuff. So I don't really know a lot of people outside of my own org. But there was a lot of good players. Someone from Group B for sure, for sure.
Okay.
Someone from Group B. I'll say that.
Someone from Group B will win MVP. Dragonus, who's winning
Yes.
the split? Who's winning MVP?
To be honest, I don't know too much about CB Dragons, so it's hard for me to say based on what they do. But if I had to go off the teams I know, I think if it's not us, it's going to be TAD. I think that when they played, the MVP would probably be their mid Sybil because when we played, he was definitely I think their strongest point. And so I think that they're a very good team. They're a very coordinated team. I think their lanes are a bit of an issue, at least when we played them. But like their team play was pretty good and pretty spotless against us. So if that happens, and if they fix we haven't played them in a month or two, but if they fix their lanes, I think if it's not us, definitely them.
Okay, 2 for CB Dragons. Peas, are you sticking on the CB Dragons?
Yeah, he said TAD, right? Listen,
Yeah.
I'm the second for
I'm
CB
deaf.
Dragons.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm number 2 for
Okay.
CBG. Because I mean they're one of the only teams we lost to. They're just a great team in general. I mean they have Chitin on the bench, so they're a good team when that's going on. So I definitely think that if it's not us, it's gonna be CBD. I think like they have so many like good players, but it would be between like it just depends. Like Kobita pops off sometimes, Nagini pops off sometimes, and like Cooper, like they all have pop off potential. So it kind of depends on like, and then their bot lane, they're both like super good too. So it just depends on who's like in it. But like from a consistency point of view, I think it would go to Nagini. I think he's
Okay.
they're the one that would like probably most likely get MVP if they win in the playoffs. I think it'll be off the back of the synergy between them and Cooper.
Very nice, very nice. Now, I do hear that we have practices coming in here tonight. It makes sense. You have a quarterfinals match, first best of 5 in the VAS tomorrow. So going to move on to our second group here soon, but I want to give you a chance. Final words, banter, anything you want to throw out there before your match tomorrow, starting with Peas.
I don't have much. I don't have much banter. I guess. I'm looking forward to beating your team. I guess Toxin.
Okay.
Last time I played against Toxin's team, their players were kind of a little. I guess I would say they had some trash talk against us.
Mm.
So, uh, maybe we'll beat them and can throw it back at them over here. So, that's all really. I don't have. I'm kind of a. I don't like to trash talk too much unless it's someone that I think really deserves it.
Draconus, final words?
Well, it'll just be a team gap. That's all I can say. All I can
Thank
say.
you. Thank
No
you.
problem.
Karma?
No trash talk for me, but I'll just say NSG win.
Okay, there were NSG wins in the chat here tonight. I don't know how that's possible, but we're not even playing, but I guess you're still winning here. So,
Always.
you're just always winning. It's so crazy. We will be going to a short break here now as we head into the second group here for the playoff podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in for the first half. We got one more half coming. welcome back now to the VAS Playoff Podcast, is what we are calling this. I'm again Camcom. We have now swapped out my three very friendly faces for three other also very friendly non-faces, I guess. Gerbs, Eddie, and Snapback coming to you from Rising Tide, CV Dragons, and TC Colors. Now we've got some introductions to run through here. Again, new people, new faces. Gerbs, what's Rising Tide? Introduce yourself. Introduce your team.
Hey, I'm Gerbs, mid laner for Rising Tide. Rising Tide is just basically Peakley and his babysitters on the Rift, doing what we do best, trolling games and living the good life. Honestly, not much about us.
I thought that was Mint. I'm confused.
Oh, geez, Mint is like him and his like younger friends. We're like the
Okay.
boomer friends.
This sounds like a joint custody case.
I see. I see. How did your team come together? Rising Tide. How much did you change from last split from your finalist squad?
This is the exact same roster. Uh, Honestly, the team just kind of came together like a while ago. Bigsby and I, we've been playing together for a very long time. Um, we were making a team, decided that like doing the whole org thing by ourselves is too hard, and went to our boy Alka, shout out Alka, to pay for our entrance fees. And now we're Rising Tide Typhoon.
Makes sense. Eddie, CB, I've never heard of this org. Can you break down CB and break down CB Dragons for me?
I don't know what goes on with CB, but I do know that like our team personally is just 4 children being babysat by Cooper, and I have been told not to say anything stupid while I'm on here, so I'm extremely limited in what I can say, considering that's 80% of what happens when I speak.
Oops, waiting with the belt. Be careful.
I'm scared.
How did the specific Dragons roster come together? I think this is a fairly new roster, right?
So the core was me, Cooper, and Sarek from CB Rangers and BOL last split, where we made finals and only lost to CB Ibiza. Sarek, Nagini wanted to switch to mid, so we did that. And then Cooper and I stuck around. We picked up Kobita, and we found Blossom somewhere. I don't know where. Just kind of showed up one day. We just snagged Kobita from another CB team, though. I know that much.
Okay, yeah. I remember Sarek. I didn't know that it was named. He changed to Nagini. I actually had no idea. Sarek, I from BOL at least. Sarek was the person that I measured every single stat off of. He was my average person on the stats list.
I see. So he was completely average. This is good to know. Good
Every
information.
single person was measured off of the average being Sarek.
I see.
I've never said that before on a stream.
My God. Also Sidarian at some point, for what it's worth.
So yes, you're either better or worse than Sarek is how VOL stats are measured. Yes.
Someone's rigged against him. What the fuck?
He was always like perfectly in the middle. It was the perfect person. Okay. Snap back. TC Colors. I've seen you guys around a little bit. I think you guys play in BOL too. How did this roster come together?
Yeah, this is actually my first split playing for this organization. Basically our AD carry, I went to college with him and he just hit me up one day and said, "Hey, we need a jungler." So I was like, "Okay, I could learn how to jungle." So I did that, and it's been going pretty well so far. Collective seems like a really cool org. Just in getting to know their owner and a lot of the people there. It seems like a really cool org. They have a lot of teams and they play in a lot of different leagues. So yeah, it's been cool to join and it's been a lot of fun.
Nice, nice. Okay. Let's see. Oh yes, this was a question I didn't ask last time. What were your thoughts on the split so far? So whether it's uh I had this in my head and I completely forgot. So what are your thoughts on the split so far? Like what did your team perform better, perform worse? Like what expectations? How's it gone so far, Gerbs?
Um, So this split has been kind of wild because like the big 12-10, 12-11
Mhm.
patches halfway
Yep.
through kind of neutered our team a little bit. It took us a little bit to get back into a groove again. Plus we were playing at Worlds and stuff like that. And pretty burnt out in the middle of the season. So it's worse mental wise earlier on, but um postseason so far has been really nice. We didn't win like a single scrim when we came back after our break after last split. We didn't win a single scrim, it felt like, until like probably like 4 weeks into the split, and then now we're doing pretty well.
Oh
So
no.
it feels like we're kind of coming back into it and trying harder again, I guess.
Eddie, how have the expectations been met or not met so far? How's the split going?
So the only series we've lost, I think, in both scrims and in game was the very first one we played a full series with our starting roster. So that's gone pretty well, and it's about exactly as I expected. I didn't really expect any challenge within our group at least. Beyond just a few somewhat difficult matches, but otherwise it's been about as expected.
Okay, wait, where'd you place? Were you first place?
We were first place, yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, what was your hardest matchup then?
Probably RTT, just because we were so new as a squad. Like we didn't know each other's playstyles yet, other than well, I knew Cooper's, but I didn't know how Nagini played mid. So
Makes sense. Snapback. How's your season gone so far? Quick roundup of.
Similar to what Gerbs was saying, that mid-season patch really rocked us. We started off, I think, either 4-0 or 5-0 or something, and then that patch hit, and we struggled as a team. We even had a
Mhm.
player leave. Like it was a mess.
Yeah.
But then yeah, then we figured it out. We're back on track now. But yeah, it was rough in the middle for sure.
Yeah, so then because this is a VAS, because this is a Wednesday league and patches are also on Wednesday, obviously, durability had a very large effect coming out on the day of it.
Yeah.
Basically, it being a preseason type patch, but literally in smack right in the middle of not only the league season as a whole, but the Victoria season as well. So you talked a little bit about it wrecking both of your teams.
you know what?
Elaborate a little bit more.
The only week we lost was on the week of the patch, the first day of the patch. So it fucked us over too. I
Snap.
remember at least 2 times in bot lane where we just lost the fucking
They didn't
lost the 2v2
die.
by lost the 2v2 by literally like less than 50 health that was
Oh
given
man.
by the durability. It was rough.
How did it change after you played then? Just that 1 week. What happened after to adapt back to winning again?
Us?
Yeah.
I don't know. We had our scrim the very next day, and I think after that we just kind of knew at least the general style of how everybody played, so we could play together as a squad more solidly and draft accordingly to how we want to play the game now. Which basically, once we found our team identity, we just haven't lost since.
Snapback. You had some words on the durability?
Oh yeah. I mean, in a sense, it was kind of a good thing because it really exposed a lot of issues with our team. I think in a drastic way, and like forced us to adapt, forced us to make changes. Like I mentioned, one of our players left. Like our support player just left, and it really forced us to like really decide like what do we want to do as a team? How do we want to approach this? What is our team identity? That kind of stuff. Like big questions. So yeah, it was like a reckoning moment for us, and it was really good. So we came out better for it.
What was your decision on team identity then?
Well, I don't want to say too much, but just
Okay.
like in terms of like what kind of picks we want to play, what lanes we want to play through. Um, we also brought in a coach too at that point, and he really helped
Ooh.
us with our communication. So, um, yeah.
Coaches are helpful. I believe in coaches. My Ducks team, we did not have a coach. Maybe if we had a draft coach, we could have won.
Oh,
Uh,
that was the difference maker. You would have gone all the way.
so close, man. Gerbs, you had some words on durability as well. You talked about it messing up your team a little bit.
Yeah, so we had like the resident Aurelia one trick in the top lane that kind of got that specific pressure point for us kind of really slowed down a bit because he wasn't finding the advantages he was finding before through just like one-shotting people, and we weren't finding the advantages through just one-shotting people. Um and then also with like all the burnout and stuff we were experiencing, it was just like we didn't really even want to play the game that much. I played only like the minimum games for that time, and then honestly, we just got more inspired towards the end of the season, and it's been going really well since then. But durability sucks.
Well, what was the particular inspiring point? Was it just like playoffs is right there and we gotta try harder, or
We got all these goons and banter and VAS talking smack about us the whole time, so we just had to put the big boy pants on and go crazy.
There's a lot of goons in there for sure.
yeah, you guys are all quiet in VAS. I don't know you guys. Where are you at? I don't see I banter more than all of you. I'm not in your
Eh,
league.
maybe not me.
Okay, maybe not
I'm in
you.
there. I'm in there a decent amount.
Okay, Gerbs, snap. Where's? Do you have banter?
Like I,
Do I have
I'm too
match?
Minnesotan for all that, man. I'm
I'm
too
too
Minnesotan
Canadian
for
for
all
that.
that.
Canadians are not allowed to banter. I
No.
see. Gerbs, do you have the same excuse?
Minnesotans are budget Canadians, so
Yep.
like it's just what it is.
Unlucky. We'll get them next time. All right. What are some other leagues and similarities and differences that you guys have seen between Victorious and the other leagues that your team, or if you're in a, yeah, your team and other teams that you have played with as well? How differences, similarities, kind of comparing them. We'll go with Snapback first.
Sure. The only other league I played in, I did one split of Meta Shift, and um,
That's very different.
yeah, very different. Something I really liked about Victorious was the stats. Just keeping track of that, and yeah, we really enjoyed on our team like competing with each other for like KDA and stuff like that, and just looking over the stats. But I appreciated that they kept track of that. I like a lot of the content that Victorious does. Um,
I
yeah,
heard content's cool.
yeah, content is good. So good for you. Thank you.
Welcome to the content. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think we had a playoff podcast in the
No.
Metaship League. No.
There's no playoff podcast, and I don't think in any of the other Victorious leagues. So there were some unofficial ones, but this is the officially branded VAS podcast. So Eddie, there's too many CB teams. You guys are AOE 2.0. Like,
All
where?
right.
How does this compare?
Um, most comparable for me is just BOL and the fact that both groups I've been in there, our groups were apparently the groups of death, where they were just better teams in our groups than every other one, and we've topped both. So I fully expected to get you know, beat in the finals by somebody in another group, just like last time. Probably the weakest group. I don't know which one that is between the other two that are left though.
I
A just
mean,
completely bombed out.
yeah, I was gonna say the weakest group was A, but you can't even beat them anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Or get beaten.
This is true. This is true. So, what would you say is like the differences between BOL that and other than just group strength?
Uh, biggest thing for me was that we came into this split inheriting a winning record just because of our substitutes. Because we were playing in BOL finals when the split started, so technically we've been together as a team, for less time than everyone else. And yet apparently we're still a favorite to win. So, I mean, I'll take it.
I mean, starting in finals sounds good to me. I subbed in for a finals. That was basically starting in finals. Gerbs, what other leagues do Rising Tide play in?
We don't really play in any other leagues. This is kind of our only thing, and we play like a couple times a week. Played in Worlds, but that was about it. Uh,
How'd you
there's
make it
not
to
really much to
Worlds?
compare. Uh, DEA couldn't field a roster for it, and so they invited
Oh.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Made it out of groups though, so that's hype.
Yeah, I mean, you guys took them to game 5 and finals. Like that was going to be my next point is how has this season been compared to last season where you went to a game 5 and finals? Like is the expectations the same? Are you going to finals or at least game 5 again?
Honestly, I think we're going all the way. Like I think
Okay.
this is our time to take it home. We got some real motivated gamers on the team. Got some we got the big B in the bot lane, going crazy, doing the usual. We got P-Clay in the top lane, getting internal investigations. Crazy stuff going on.
Wait, it's not a season if there's not internal investigations, you know?
Yeah, I think that might be his motto, to be honest. I'm not sure.
Making Reggie proud.
Oh no. Eddie, there were some big words about your team in the previous group here on the podcast. What is your group's plan for the rest of the playoffs here?
The group, I think, is to win until they face us, in which case they'll lose. Just think that's our group
I
plan as a
see.
whole, and then
So,
we'll just not lose ever. So unlucky for everyone else, I guess.
yeah, you're the first seed of I guess what we're calling the group of death, group B. So are you planning on taking down all other group B members here in the finals?
If it's what has to be done, you know.
Fair enough. And you guys are actually versing each other. This was a little unplanned here, Eddie and Snapback. You're versing each other tomorrow night. What is your guys' plan for tomorrow? Without obviously leaking we're banning Israel or anything.
We're getting the dub. That's the plan.
Okay.
I'm playing Callista, so it's gonna make that a little bit hard. That's a lie. I'm probably not gonna be allowed to play Callista. I'm so sad. Not
Snapback.
sure.
Plans for playoffs, assuming you win tomorrow.
We're facing this guy tomorrow, Eddie.
You are.
No. Wait,
Oh
who?
man,
Oh, Snapback is. Yeah, I thought that was you.
Eddie, you're going down, bud. What position are you? I'm gonna camp your lane for sure.
You see, I'm the mid laner.
Oh, okay. I'll see you at Raptors around
You made it.
3:15.
Too easy for him, man. You could have said like support or something.
I don't want to get camped. Come on. Of course
tell
I'm not
him.
answering that
Tell him
honestly.
you're the support player, and then he camps bot lane. You see how easy this is?
Where do you think I am?
Wait, are you the support? Am I being trolled?
I'm an 80 carry.
I'm being trolled. Wow.
Wow, I can't believe our host wasn't planned. Wasn't prepared.
I literally had a person come in 2 minutes ago.
That wasn't me. I was the first person to just be like, okay, I'll do it.
You told me jungler, then you told me mid lane, then you told me AD carry. I don't know what's going on. Do you?
He's a league player. He's a league player. He'll be
I'm a
out there.
league player.
I feel lied to. I feel betrayed.
Also a coach apparently.
Oh yes, also a coach. I like this question. You can't be indecisive. Karma Divine, he was very indecisive. MVP for the split. One specific player. You have to pick a player. You can't just say someone from Group B, please. We'll go Gerbs first.
Censored, man. That guy is
Okay.
so good at the game. He got a big old brain. He's in college right now. He doing his big studies. Got a big old brain. I think he's going all the way. For sure.
I thought we weren't allowed to pick our own team.
I was gonna say you can't pick your own teammate.
CB Cooper then. I like that guy.
Eddie?
You know what? Is it finals MVP or regular season MVP?
Regular season. Anybody on any team.
I think Draconus then. I think that dude is insane every time I've seen him. But that's just
Okay.
the first one to come to mind.
First one to come to your mind, Snapback? Not on your team?
I'm gonna keep it real. I don't really know any of the players on any of the other teams.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm gonna give it to.
Say Nagini.
No, I don't know who that
Please
is.
don't.
I'm gonna give it to
Say
my
Raz.
boy Alor. I'm gonna give it to my boy Alor. He's been going crazy in the bot lane. Hit platinum
Okay.
for the first time this year. He did so.
Congratulations. Unfortunately, that messes up your whole team.
No, we can be plat 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't say I'm not staff member anymore. They made me a staff member today. Oh, that was always my excuse for not knowing the rulebook.
You can climb to plat 3.
I know the rulebook, I swear. They made me a staff member today.
Also know the
But yeah, if
players
it's
you're
not him, it's
interviewing.
me. If it's not him, it's me, because I also just hit plat myself. So
This guy said I'm my own MVP.
yeah, we're a problem. We're a problem.
Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see. Favorite moment of the league so far. Most fun. Favorite moment, the moment that'll stick with you past the league. Snapback first.
Oh man, my favorite moment. This is gonna get saucy, but it was when we lost
Don't make it sussy.
our first match, and we were all kind of quiet, And within like 2 seconds, our support player was just like, "Yeah, I'm leaving the team," and it got so crazy. And I'll never forget that. It was just like, yeah, it was so wild. The drama.
Was that fun?
Uh in like a twisted kind of way. No, but then you know what was fun was he joined a team and they lost in the first round. And we won our first round match. So we made it further than him. So that felt good.
Fair enough. I mean that would be pretty funny actually. But I
Yeah.
mean, it is not fun losing and then everyone goes quiet. I I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
Eddie, favorite moment so far. You got 11 weeks to look back on.
Well, I got less than that, but the
Oh,
last
wow.
series where I just got to play Callista against a Silver 4 bot later. Bless their soul. Um,
Oh no.
I went from not even on the charts for kills per game to second place after a 32 kill game. That was so funny. I was laughing the whole time.
Who let you play Callista?
It was the last game or last series, and it was against the last place team. So
This
Rip.
is robbery, man. Snapback, it'd been Callista now, I guess.
Yeah.
this is all subterfuge.
Okay.
I'm gonna make this guy think I'm so good at Callista that it has to
Whole
be
time
banned.
dude's never played it.
I have 100% win rate.
He's gonna go 0-10 on the champion tomorrow. Yeah, for sure. Gerb's favorite moment of the season.
CB Dragons let through my one trick Akali, and no other team did earlier than that. So that was
Okay.
pretty sick to finally get to play it on stage a bit. Otherwise, I've been playing like so much like random Malphite mid and like Victor Corky, and it's been so boring. But I got to play my one trick for the first time. It was pretty cool.
Did you win?
Oh, of course, of course.
Okay. I was worried that you were like, I played my one trick, but then we lost this game, and I was like, oh no.
That'd be how it go, huh? That's how it goes. That was a pretty hype game. Pretty hype game. Hype series.
Okay, I liked this question last time. We got some very interesting answers. Who who do you have in theory if you did pick'ems? I did pick'ems. I don't think many other people did pick'ems, but if you had pick'ems for a final, who win finals? Can't be your own team. Who do you have winning finals here? Gerbs first.
I'm gonna spice it up and say RPG. I don't think that's actually that spicy, but I think
The
RPG
first
if
seed
it's
is
not
spicy.
us. Yeah. Yeah, that's not too spicy. That's pretty cold, but I think we scrimmed them and they were probably one of our hardest scrims we've ever done. So for sure them.
Raz and taking scrims seriously. You
Yeah, he's some wild man. That boy. That's some wild.
Eddie, who's winning finals?
TA Divine, because if they beat us, then they're gonna win against everyone else because we're the best.
I think they would have to oh no, you would verse them in semifinals.
Yeah,
Okay. So you're assuming that they would beat you in semifinals and then they would win in
against
finals.
whoever was left. Yes.
Okay, I see. Well, I here as the caster have to be very biased against them because they did not show up here tonight, so they won't win.
I see.
Yes, for sure. Snapback. Who's winning finals? Which team?
Other than us,
Other
like
than you, yeah.
if we all get hit by a bus tomorrow,
Yep, that exact reason. Yes.
If that's the reason, then maybe CB Dragons or TA Divine. Someone from our side, I think, of the bracket.
Dragon or Tea
Yeah.
Divine. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You just hate on NSG.
Uh, yeah. I don't know. I watched their match the other week, and it was a bit of a clown fiesta. So I
I
don't
don't.
really have much faith in them.
You should be allowed to play an AVS support
Yeah.
and get away with a win. That feels wrong.
Wait, where's the hashtag NSG wins, man? What on earth?
Where-
I put NSG making it to semifinals on Pick'ems.
Really?
I did.
Well,
Didn't you put TA Divine losing round one?
I did that too. I had Nameless.
Sounds like a coin flip.
I had Nameless beating TDA whatever. Yes. I thought Nameless would take it, but unfortunately they did not. They have the worst logo in the league, so honestly it's fine. But
I really thought they were gonna win that actually.
for real.
Like their game one, like they got like a perfect draft for themselves, and then you know, gamers be gamers sometimes. You know, it just
I be
happens.
gaming.
True.
Nameless is the type of team in a series where they either go 2-0 or 0-2, and they just go on streaks. I think in best of fives they would probably 3-0
Didn't
or
they have
3.
a
It's
Didn't they have a
Am-
3-game series? Didn't they have the opposite of that?
I thought they were at 2-0 every week. Am I misremembering that? Or are they 2-1
Well,
every week?
like against TA Divine, there was a 2-1 or it was a 1-2.
Yeah, it was. That was
Am-
that. Well, then I'm just bad at remembering things.
I think you put Rising Tide to lose first round as well.
No, I definitely didn't do that.
Did you do that? I thought that was something that you did, or it must have been some other gamer in these VAS
Why
talks.
would I? Oh, you're gonna make me scroll. I don't want to scroll.
I've
if
literally
if
been
you find.
searching from Camcom, and I'm not
Oh,
finding
good luck
anything
with
about.
that.
That's
Do from
crazy.
Camcom includes images. You might find it easier that way.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
that
yeah.
good. I'm not
Oh,
that good.
okay. I'm sorry. We talked a little bit about stats before. I want to go back to stats a little bit here. What have you thought about the stats? Do you think that they actually reflect who is good in the league, or is there X player who is not on any of the stats and you think they're just crushing it? Step back.
I think stats only tell so much of the story. I think part of what makes you a good comp player is how you work with your teammates, um, communication, like that kind of stuff, which the stats don't really aren't able to communicate. Stats are good for like pop off players if they're getting a ton of kills. You can identify that, but yeah, I think there's a lot of intangibles that the stats don't always communicate.
I agree with that.
What would be some stats then that if they were possible would you include?
Successful dives? I don't know. Like successful
Okay.
dive percentage is a measure of a good team play.
Mm.
That's about all I can think of off the top of my head.
Gerbs, any thoughts on the stats, or are you still searching for the image?
I'm I'm not searching for this.
Okay.
It's kind of
I
like
found it.
I
Oh, you
mean,
did
there.
send it to me.
Oh, jeez.
I'll
I
put
put
it
it
on
in the
stream.
talk.
So I think there's so many intangibles that you can't really like quantify. If you found like ways to quantify just like how much you bring to your team, like environment wise, all these different things, I think that's like some of the most important things for a player.
And the only people that really know that are the people on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm. I was thinking like comms. Like if comms could somehow be a stat.
words per minute.
Words from it.
That's not comms. Okay, wait. Oh shoot, I didn't realize it just
Useful words per minute.
instantly put it on there. Okay,
uh,
let's
4K
see.
right there. That's some 4K right there.
Look at this.
Wow,
All
you had
right.
us losing in the first round. You're such a hater.
That's actually so messed
No,
up.
no, 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 no.
That's
That's
crazy.
I do have
I
some questions for
kind
you.
of.
That's a weird team you have winning. I don't know if I would have predicted that.
That's so messed up.
Okay, so in the first round, I largely put people that orcs that I have worked with as winning. So, oh wait, shoot, I did actually put Rising Tide as losing first round. Wait, that's kind of awkward.
Crazy.
And DEA.
NTC.
That's a little messed up. That's a little messed up.
I thought for oh wow, I put D. Wow, I kind of trolled these, didn't I?
I'm the
What's
only
my
person you would have predicted to be here.
Mhm. I predicted NSG. Yeah, I did put nameless over. But wow. Yeah.
No wonder they didn't want to come.
That's kind
Yeah,
of
Maybe
honestly,
you should
I'd
have
I'd be
considered
so
this.
upset, dude. I'd be so upset if she just decided to
It's
put us as
May.
losing and then invite us to this podcast to talk to her. It's crazy.
Wait, I had NSG. Yeah, I had NSG all the way up to semifinals. That's pretty funny. Well, wait, they better make it to semifinals then. I'm gonna look really smart if they go to semifinals now. That's my only saving grace here.
I- I'm kind of on like the hope train for NSG. Like that was kind of nice pulling it back against them. Stuff like that. I like that.
Okay, okay, wait. Let me show. I think I have what the actual graphic looks like. Hold on. Did I? Oh, I did make it. Hold on. We're gonna look really smart here in a second. Boom. Okay. Wait, shoot. That's my own graphic. Hold on a second.
This is what actually
Playoffs.
happened.
This is what actually happened. It's just not. Oh shoot! I broke OBS. Okay, we're gonna leave that there. Bro, I had it and it just decided to break. Okay, well this is what actually happened. Yes. So I mean, did you guys have any upsets? Like, were any of these a particular upset to you?
I mean, according to you, both of our matches were upsets.
Hey.
According to me, yes. But
I thought we would win. I thought we would win. That was not an upset.
I don't know. I thought IDC
there we
win,
go.
but that was
IDC
mostly
IDC is who our support player went to.
it was mostly the only reason I really thought they would win was because they're first seed, and I just put too much
Yeah,
credit into
fair
that,
enough.
I guess.
Okay, so
I thought DA was gonna win for sure. I thought they were taking it.
is that on
I
the
did.
other side of the bracket? Hold on, I got you. Here you go. Or is that?
There we are. DEA versus CE Ghost. I actually thought DEA was gonna win it
Oh
for
yeah, for
sure.
sure.
I thought
That
CE Ghost was like our weakest second seed coming into this, other than IG. But it didn't work like that, and they went crazy. So props.
our series with NSG was slightly faster than the Ghost versus Degenerate series, so I actually went into the spectate of watching their game 3. It was a fiesta. It was a banger. It was a fiesta, but I think it came down to like an elder flip or something. So, that's just how it
Hey,
goes. Elder
Just
flip to
realized
get your way into quarterfinals.
every single Group A team lost in the first round.
Unfortunate.
That's tough.
Where yeah, I guess we could talk about that a little bit. Why do you think that is? Is there a specific like reason we have 4 group B teams and 0 group A? Like how did this happen? I know none of you guys are actually in group A, but are there like noticeable differences between the groups here?
I I think for sure. I think Group B specifically had 5 really good teams that would have all beat most of, if not all of the Group A teams, and then Group A just was more of a 1 to 2 team race. Also, LCE dropping down. I think that like Locust Cade was such a big part of that team. So when he wasn't playing, because of all these complications with surgery and stuff like that, that's it's really tragic to see when you see like such a big split pusher and all of that, not being able to play and create that kind of pressure.
Eddie, did you think of any
Um,
massive changes between groups?
the only team I really recognize, there are only 2 teams I recognize players from at all are basically just IG and IDC, and that's just because of Ivar. Um, and then IG is a good team, but they're just kind of mishmashed and swapped around, and you can't really just expect anything from that when you've got somebody who's new on a team and then a role swap. Uh, so it's kind of expected that they would flame out early and not make a far run, but still drop down earlier than I expected.
Snapback. I think you're the only team from Group D left, or is First
I
Seed
think
still in?
First seed on the other side is still
Oh
in.
yeah, TD still
Yeah,
are.
we're the
Okay,
only 2 from our
Yep.
group that made it out. I didn't
okay.
think our group was super strong, but again, it's all relative. I didn't play in any other groups, so I don't really know. But
Yeah.
yeah, the Group A team felt very weak. And I don't know about B or C, so we'll have to see.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, there is no cross group play
Yeah.
up until playoffs, so this is kind of your first time now. You get to go against the group of death, first seed group B here. So have fun with that tomorrow. Eddie, if you don't win, then you're letting group B down. I'm just saying.
That's okay.
Let's see. What is the hardest obstacle that you guys faced as a team? You can't say durability patch throughout the season because we already talked about durability. We'll go with snapback first.
Finding a new support and um fixing our communication that came from that. Uh, yeah, anytime you lose a voice on the team, especially a vocal one, you
Hmm.
have to find a way to fill in that communication hole. So yeah, it took a lot of work to right the ship, I guess. We were losing like literally every scrim. I don't think we won a single game in
Oh
scrims for like
no.
a good 2 weeks. It was depressing. But yeah, once we got the communication figured out, we were back on track. But yeah, that was definitely the biggest obstacle. Um, yeah.
That's a pretty big one. Replacing
Mhm.
a support. I mean, I'm not biased at all as a support man. It's pretty hard, I would say.
Yeah.
Eddie, what has been CB's biggest obstacle so far?
Probably basically coming into the split late. Um, because we had so many players preoccupied for the first few weeks, so we were literally fielding only one of our starters and then four substitute players. I mean, luckily they didn't, totally into us, but
Hmm.
it was just we had less practice than everybody else, so that was rough.
Rosters are very important, very hard to come by. Gerbs. Any other rosters, or do we have a different obstacle?
Man, the rule book's kind of crazy. That thing went undefeated against us this split. Not only here did we give DES a free 2-0 because our support his internet went out or like his computer blew up or some crazy thing. But also at Worlds like we had the E sub peak like because he got ganked by his mom and
Mm,
we
My mom.
we had like two bans the entire group stage. It felt like it was pretty crazy.
yeah, that darn rulebook, man. I can't believe people follow the rulebook. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that stuff's wild.
You got rulebook gapped.
But honestly, just to be myself for a sec, it's actually just like our group was really strong, with a lot
Mhm.
of teams. So like it was really hard, week to week, figure out like how do you draft versus like a CB team? Like they have like a whole org full of fill players, and you can't ban anything against them. So it's crazy.
Those
I don't know.
heckin' CB teams. I don't know, man. Eddie, do you how what is a heckin' CB team? How do you have so many fill players?
I don't know, man. I don't know how this happens. I didn't expect that to be the reason. It's just a role swap, a single role swap, in the form of Nagini to mid. So otherwise, we're all on roll. I guess Andy recently role swapped, but
We had to play against both a ZB and a Zeba at or a Biza, I think it is, at Worlds, and like every time we looked at
oh
the
yeah,
OPs, we're like, who plays where on these teams? And they're just like swapping players like Pokemon cards, like it's crazy.
I remember that. No, that's understandable.
What have you guys learned in league or not in league throughout the season here? You've got I 11 weeks in the season, maybe not 11 weeks for you as a player here, but Gerbs first. What have you learned from going into quarterfinals?
Team environment is pretty much just like one of the biggest factors, I think, for how far you go. And due to like how the meta changed and everything like that, this year, um, teams are less carried by like individual players and they're more carried by like how well their team play is and all that. Like less good players got in on like bad teams, and more like okay players or decent players got in on good teams because their team play was good. That makes any sense. So just how important it is to foster like a good environment for the team.
Makes sense. That was definitely very important on the Ducks, at least. I learned that one as well. Eddie, or what have you learned throughout this split so far?
It's a good question. I think probably just about the same thing. That team environment and team synergy and team identity specifically. Like knowing how we want to play as a team is important because it took us a while.
Mhm.
I think we have a pretty weird mix where we have like 2 players who are used to playing the game super slow and then 3 who are used to playing it really fast and trying to adapt it to be able to fit a play style everyone can be comfortable in was one of the more difficult parts of our earlier games.
Makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. Snapback. Have you learned? What have you learned?
Yeah, same as what everyone else is saying. Like, just figuring out your team identity is the most important thing. You can have 5 really great individual players, but if they're not on the same page, you're not going anywhere. So, yeah, just making sure everyone's on the same page and is playing the game the same way is the most important thing.
Well, we are probably about almost out of time here for our second group here tonight. So I'm just gonna give you a small chance, as we do actually have a matchup between two of you tomorrow. So Eddie Snapback, anything you wanna go with here going into your matchup tomorrow?
I mean, we're the favorite for a reason, so gonna prove why. That's it, really.
Okay. Okay.
I don't really know why they're the favorite. I never heard of any of them before, so I would say don't sleep on us, and we'll see you on the Rift tomorrow.
All
Okay.
right.
We will see. We will also find out what the show match is hopefully tomorrow as well. So might come back to you. I think we do interviews during whatever playoffs is. So now that I can actually move you guys in here, I didn't have that permission before. We can actually have sneaky interviews. Hopefully, if whoever wins, if we are streaming your series, I have no idea what series we're streaming it. We'll be streaming at least one person that talked on here tonight. So maybe two. So anyways, final words. Anything you want to say before we close the podcast out, Gervs?
Um, I'm really excited for tomorrow. I think this is going to be our hardest match yet. I think RPG is just a really solid team, solid fundamentals. So they're going to be a real force to be reckoned with. And so I think if we win this, we go all the way. But we'll see. I'm excited.
Good luck
Go our
tomorrow,
team.
man.
Appreciate
Good luck.
that.
Good luck.
Good luck to both of you, I guess. It's a good series.
Any final words?
I've already said everything.
All right. Go. Fair enough. Snapback.
Yeah, we're good. Thank you.
All right, cool. Well, thank you guys for coming on here tonight. Thank you to Group 1 as well that joined us. And thank you to everyone who watched. I hope this was fun content. I saw a general lack of content for VS, so I was like, we're going to do something. I am one of the main production members, and I was like, you know what? Let's get some main production content here that's not just playing and talking about playing League of Legends instead, talking about League of Legends instead. So I hope this was entertaining, learning a little bit about both or most of the teams still remaining, unfortunately, too, were not able to join due to playing in another league here tonight. So how dare they? But yes, good luck to all the teams playing in quarterfinals tomorrow. Thank you, or good luck to all the other teams of Victoris as well playing in the other leagues. Have a fantastic rest of your evening, and we will see you back here tomorrow night for your quarterfinals best of 5.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.